everybody? What's up, everybody? My name is Jess Weber, and this is Spiritual Warfare. Welcome to the show. Man, it has been a good few days for us here at the studio, and you know what? I just love. I'll admit it. I'm on Team Candace. I don't know, but she's really digging into it all, and she's live right now, and it's just like we're at another level now. She's destroying the narrative of what the FBI put out. She is she has gone to the conclusion where it was a close shot. You know, it was a shot that was close, and we're missing footage. I don't know. Whatever it is, if you're not following the story with Candace Owens, let's just see what she say. Let's see. I just binge it. I don't know why.
Website in Israel. I don't know what projects they worked on. We weren't able to corroborate currently that individual is still working with the company. We don't know if this was accidental. Sometimes the internet can do some funny things and scrape and put information where it doesn't belong.
Anyways, if you haven't done so, check out Candace Owens. She's live right now. I don't mean go there now. Please wait for the whole episode to clear, and then after this episode, go watch Candace. I'm going to watch Candace after this, but I'll tell you one thing. A couple things I got from it was really interesting, and they are convinced that the shot was very close. I mean, we're still thinking something to do with that mic pack, something internal happened, and the exit wound came out that way. That's what we're kind of thinking, kind of like an explosion that just shot through, and I don't know. I tell you one thing, the whole narrative with Charlie Kirk, got to keep it alive, because people are just not satisfied of what they're giving us, okay? I don't know why they want to just nip this in the butt and say it's just some crazy kid that wanted to do some heroic thing for his trans girlfriend, okay? I highly doubt that's the narrative. And listen, and if that is a narrative, well, it makes sense too. But either way, something's not adding up. I don't know. There was also talks about drone footage there. They had drone footage the before the event. I guess an hour before the event, they threw up the drones. And when you would think you would find something, right, when you have the drones up there, but apparently they did not. But then again, an hour before, that's like 3 battery changes. I mean, if you have a Mavic 2 Pro or whatever, it's at least 3 battery changes, you have to admit, you know? And I just feel bad for Charlie. I really do. I feel like he got played, he got used, you know. Even Candace mentioned the fact that he came in a dream. I know you think it's a little crazy, but hear me out. I mean, he came into her dream, told her, hey, I was betrayed. Listen, dreams can tell you something, you know? I know a dream lady out there that she knows everything about dreams. Dreams have meaning. Okay, you could be, I don't know. There's a one where if your teeth are falling out in a dream, that means you're nervous. Hey, you know, you're anxious. So you got to assess your life. What am I nervous about in my life? You know, am I gonna get caught, or do I, you know, something? Your teeth will be falling out in your dream. Never know. Anyways, let's cut to this clip. This is the Charlie Kirk's pastor, and he mentions the fact that they had a drone. Oh, here we go. Let's check this out.
Oh, he wrote me this. Please pray for me. I'm under the gun on something right now. Prayers appreciated. I texted him and I said, I hope you've increased your security detail. He texted me back. He said, quote, I have. I know they want me dead. And I don't know who he meant by they.
Israel.
Maybe just radicals on the left. But that didn't stop him from exposing himself to danger. No, look, Charlie didn't really like the word safe. He knew that ministry required you to take risks.
So we drove in, and as we were driving in, Charlie got some video footage from drones above. This is an hour before it was supposed to start, and there were thousands of people there. And I'm looking at the video footage, and I go, Charlie, I don't like this place. There's too many buildings. But Charlie, knowing that the people wanted to interact and being brave that as he was, he just kind of shrugged it off.
He told these people, I think they're going to kill me. Okay. He did not express that to me. So I am telling you this based off the testimony of 3 people. And I am saying this because I hope that these people who I think are good will be inspired to come forward with that. Again, those conversations I had were off record. I honor that. If I say it's off record, it stays off record. But I'm hoping that watching what I am doing and feeling the energy that is rising across the world for people who want to know what the heck happened on 9/10, that, you know, they will be brave and they will say,
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, it's just wild. It's really wild what's going on in that world. I mean, you know, it's sometimes you're just like, man, it's just unbelievable what's happening. And listen, if it was muted, I do apologize. Was it muted? Was the footage muted? Oh man, hopefully we don't have to start over. Anyways, basically what he was saying, there was drone footage, and he was threatened that someone threatened Charlie's life. Okay, we've heard that 3 different times. So if we're hearing this 3 different times from 3 different people, text messages, a tweet, someone tweeted out, and then this guy's starting to say, you know, we gotta, like, okay, we obviously know. Charlie even said who it was. Okay. And speaking of who it was, we are officially, Trump says that the war is finally over. Israel versus Palestine, or Israel, or whatever. We all know about this war. I mean, this war was, you know, it's just, it's almost like a fake kind of a win. You know what I mean? It's just like a whole kind of fake. It's like a fake win for Trump, but Trump doesn't know it's a fake win. You know what I mean? It's like, because we know it was a manufactured war to take over Gaza, right? I mean, if you look at Gaza right now, it's all rubble, right? Charlie even said he pretty thinks Israel wants to ethnically cleanse them, okay? His words, right? So we got a war going on, right? We all know the stand down order October 7th. People deny it, but really, you're the most secure state, or whatever you are, country, or I don't know what you are. Is it a country? Chuck, what are they? A piece of land? Piece of land? God's land, right? Yeah, where Jesus is. Basically, Israel is a fortress, right? Everybody grows up in the IDF, right? Everyone has a gun. You know, they're walking up and down the fence, right? This is all they do, right? Because they live next to a pain in the ass Palestine, right? Palestine absolutely hates them, and they hate each other, okay? They grow up hating each other, okay? So you're never going to live in peace. So you're always on the edge, right? Everyone's got bomb shelters, right? In Israel, everyone's so used to going into their bomb shelter because they get bombed all the time. I don't know, but maybe people hate you for a reason. Have you thought about that? Maybe there is one big reason why they hate you. And I don't know what it is, but there's got to be something to say, hey, you know, this country wants to bomb us, this country, why do they want to bomb you all the time? You wonder. You got to ask these questions. Why do they want to bomb you all the time? It's kind of like, are you doing something? You know what I mean? Anyways, they got bomb shelters, right? Anyways, where I was going with this, I know. Chuck, come on. So basically, the war is supposedly going to be over, right? The hostages are going to be released Monday or Tuesday. They're guessing, there's 20 alive. The rest are dead. Not good. Okay. So they get the hostages back. Do you really think Hamas is going to survive after that? Do you really think that they, you think something's going to happen that doesn't make the deal correct? And then Netanyahu thinks, I got him. I think, and I'll tell you one thing, I think this is what's going to happen. We might get the hostages back, and Israel is still going to bomb the crap out of Hamas. Okay? Because the pain is going to be too bearable, right? If they bring back 28 bodies in coffins, right? And the people are like, this is not my child. I don't even know who this is. You're going to get a lot of that, right? How are they tracking these people? I mean, these people have been rotting in a where? I honestly think Hamas like, we killed someone today, or this person died today. Let's put them in a coffin and put their name on it. You really think they're doing that? Is that what they do? They track that? Is that what they do? Maybe. I'll tell you one thing. The second they get those hostages back, Hamas is done for. All right? They are going to bomb the living crap out of them, and they will be wiped off this face of the earth. Hypothetically. Okay, I'm sure they're gone. I'm sure they've been gone. I'm sure they're in another country. I'm sure they're protected. I'm sure they got their money. Listen, this was a 2-year operation to destroy Gaza. Okay, that's basically what this was. Destroy Gaza. Okay, keep Bibi Netanyahu out of jail. Make him look like a hero, right? This is what he needed to survive. So because he's got war crimes against him, right? He's facing jail time, right? The people hate him, right? They wanted to get him out of there. And now he supposedly looks like a hero. He's advocating for the Nobel Peace Prize for Trump. So Trump is on his side. He kind of like Trump, you want to give me a reward? I love you. You know what I mean? It's not, listen, this whole thing just does not smell like a victory at all. Okay. Thousands of people died. Okay. No one wins in this situation. It was a manufactured war. They caused the problem, right? And then they have the solution. Okay. It's just basically what the Democrats do, right? Oh, the border is crazy. We have a solution. We'll just make them citizens. Okay. We don't know what else to do with them, right? We've got to save money somewhere, right? So basically, this war in the Middle East, peace in the Middle East, I don't know. I just really think this is just, I don't feel good about it either way. I really don't. I don't see how you could be out there celebrating. If you're out there celebrating about this war, about, oh, Israel won. Did you? What happened October 7th, right? You got Palestinians. They're chanting. They're all happy. Ceasefire, right? Yeah. Well, you have nothing left. So I don't understand what you're cheering for. What are you gonna go back into your rubble hole underneath a four-story building full of rubble? Is that where you're gonna go? You're happy that the war's over? It's completely gone. Wait for the man-made canal through Gaza. There you go. I don't know what you mean by that. Silent warrior. What, to separate them? To separate the Palestinians and Israel? Maybe? I don't know. But I'll tell you one thing. Do you really honestly think Palestinians, right, after this ceasefire, do you really think they like Israel still? Do you? Do you think Israel still likes Palestinians? Do you think they like each other after this war? Do you really believe that? Do you think, oh, this war's over, now we have peace? All right, now we all love each other, right? Yeah, right. No way. The revenge of either side is boiling. The people that are associated with Jews, associated with the Palestinians here in America, that were going down the streets in our major cities, you think they're satisfied? Is this I mean, maybe some of these drones out there, there's a lot of drone people out there. They're just sheep. It's insane that these sheep out there, they'll just hold up a sign and think that everything's good now. They're just so delusional from everything. And that's what I feel sorry for. When you're in the business of the news, you analyze everything, you study everything, and you kind of know what's going on. You have a better outlook on other people that don't look at the news or have no idea. And all they just get that headline from CBS or a headline from CNN saying, hey, the war is over. Peace is finally here. Thank you, Donald Trump, right? So all they think is, oh, no, the war's over. This horrible war. It's over. Now they love each other. Now there's peace. So it's just, listen, none of it feels good. October 7th, 2 years ago, there was a stand-down order. Okay? They went in, did their damage, they got out, the war started, and now Israel thought it was, okay, let's bomb it all. Let's go. Let's just bomb it all. Sure enough, Gaza is rubble. Okay? I don't know. Maybe, hopefully, it will be one. You know what? It's really strange. Before the war, Gaza still was like a shithole, right? Still just full of concrete buildings. It's just like just making rubble on top of rubble. You know what I mean? There was no like resorts or, utilizing the beaches or anything. I don't think there's anything like that. But maybe there will be now. I don't know. It's beachfront property, Trump says, so it's good property. Anyways, we'll see. I guarantee they'll be bombing Gaza next week after the hostages get back. Listen, if they give up the hostages and it's clean as day on Monday, right? Everything's good. This was a set deal to bomb them again. It has to be. If it's too easy, that means Hamas knows. I mean, they got to be so dumb to literally hand over the hostages and think that they are not going to go sniff them out and kill them all. If it was a real war. Now, since it's a manufactured war, yeah, give the hostages back. They'll disappear. They're gone. And will they talk? No, they've been paid off. They don't care. They have no soul. These are literally demons you're dealing with. They will never tell a soul that this was, and plus they probably don't even know that they were created by Israel. You know what I mean? That's the one thing too. That's how smart they are. You know, even with Charlie's death, I guarantee we find out who killed Charlie, it will not even link to Israel whatsoever because they cover their tracks so well that it will just keep pointing in a different direction. Or the person that admits it does it says, I'm not telling you, and then kills and then dies. I mean, that'll be the last thing we'll probably ever hear, right? Just saying. Anyways, the farmers and I don't know if this is in Israel. Yeah, Israel was carved. It says Nobel Peace Prize for Trump. Listen, I don't know about this whole Nobel Peace Prize. It's very kind of weird, like how Trump really wants this Nobel Peace Prize. You can tell he really wants it. You know what I mean? Like, good for him. Whatever. I don't know what it. I mean, what is it going to do for you? I don't know. I mean, you can make. I guess it's a status thing. You know, if once you get the Nobel Peace Prize, you're probably the greatest person in the world. I don't even know anyone that has a Nobel Peace Prize. Right? Chuck, do you know anyone? I don't know anyone. But it's very bizarre when you see presidents be like, oh, Trump should have the Nobel Peace Prize. Oh, Trump should have it. He loves it. He's solves 8 wars, going on the 9th war. You know, Russia versus Ukraine, another manufactured war, money laundering scheme. 7,000 people dying supposedly a week, you know. Stealing souls off the streets of Ukraine to force them to fight. You know, you hear these things. We don't get much footage out of Ukraine and Russia, which is kind of strange, which almost tells me, is there a war? What's going on? I mean, we got a lot of footage from the Palestinian footage, right? A lot of them bombing each other and stuff like that. Anyways, Nobel Peace Prize for Trump. You know what I mean? There you go. He ended the war. What is it good for, right? All right. There was a huge round table with a bunch of independent media. They're taking down Antifa. It's about freaking time. You know, Trump had a whole round table. These independent journalists, I've seen them all on the streets back in the day. We were all there. LA, most of them. A lot of them went on to cover all the fires of Portland and stuff like that, and Minnesota. You know, a lot of those other protests that we stayed in California. But I remember seeing a lot of these people doing reporting on their own. A lot of newcomers these past few years. There's a lot of newcomers. They're at the round table at Trump's, you know, at the White House. Good for them, right? And they all might get medals. Unbelievable, right? Right, Alberto? I miss Alberto, right? So anyways, so they're talking about Antifa. Antifa, domestic terrorist organization, international terrorist organization. These people are finally, and let's hope, get what they deserve. I'm sorry, these people are just maniacs. I don't know if it's just that maybe they're all just mentally ill, and then they found a home. You know, someone's like the leader of the mentally ill. He's like, oh, you're special. We need you to hold this sign and throw rocks at the ICE people, right? We'll pay you, right? We got a whole budget. And then they got all this funding, you know? I mean, if you're poor and homeless, you're not dyeing your hair pink and purple, right? You're not getting stupid. I mean, look at them. I mean, unless somebody's at their facility just dyeing everybody's hair stupid colors, I don't know. A lot of them have glasses, that's for sure. A lot of them can't see, I guess. That one lady, she's got a tattoo on her head. She's definitely scary and evil. Anyways, these are the rejects of society, okay? No one loved them, and no, they didn't have family. They didn't have parents. Maybe their brothers beat them up their whole entire lives. They're just losers of America. They should be suppressed like any other terrorist group. Well, they should be in jail. That's where they should be. You got to remember, folks, they burned half of America. Well, half of the cities, you know, the major cities. You know, they were burning them. They literally are throwing rocks at a police officer. Would you ever throw a rock at a police officer? You're a normal person. Would you actually throw a rock? Would you throw a rock through an ice windshield? Would you really do that? They are so angry because the Democrats, this is, it's the people that fund it are so mad at Trump, right? They need these little demons to create chaos, right? Because they're protecting who? The illegals. They need the illegals in this country because they want their slave labor, right? They want their sex trafficking going on. They want their drug trafficking going on. The Democrats need that, right? To run their little schemes because Trump is cutting off all their, money lines, right? He's cutting it off. So they rely on these illegals. And plus, there'll be future voters. And that's why the Democrats are angry. They're so angry that even the mayor, the governor, don't want Trump to bring in ICE agents in their town. They don't want ICE agents in their town. They don't want the army in the town. They don't want anybody in the town trying to get rid of crime. You know why? Because they are blackmailed. They're part of the crime circuit, right? They need these criminals in their city because that's what they run off. If they had a town that was like, oh, no death today, everything's perfect, I wonder if you would I would vote for someone that kept everything safe, clean, But if the Democrats are so evil, they need death and destruction. Because then they're like, listen, we got crime. We got to raise money for this. We got to raise money for jails. We got to raise money for that and drugs and all this stuff. But they did a whole reverse course where no cash on bail. We want crime. We want it in our town. We want the citizens to be scared. I don't know what the thinking is. I mean, either A, they're a criminal and they got blackmail on them. The police force seems like there's criminals in the police force and they're working with the criminals too. It seems like there's a whole back end operation. And if you were to get rid of all the criminals and all the bad cops, they wouldn't have their extra money. Maybe that's what it comes down to. They wouldn't have their little backfilled money on their little account on an island called who knows what, right? In a shell company, right? Who knows what they're doing? But that's what it seems like to me. And Chicago is a city that's been known for a lot of crime. I mean, you have 5 to 10 people die a weekend? And you're like, hey, we don't have a problem. The reason why they obviously don't want ICE in there and the military in there is because once they clean it up, they're going to look really bad. Okay? They want the crime. They want the gangs to kill each other. Right? They're fighting over the drug. Who gets what? The mayor, the governor, they all get side money. The cops get side money. It's a whole organization. It's just like right out of Batman. I'm telling you. I tell you, any major city is doing that. I guarantee it. I know a tiny town. Let's just say I'm not from it, right? The corruption in this tiny town is pathetic. So pathetic. It's very racist. Very racist. All right? They only want black people on the board. Black this, black that. They only hire their black friends. And then they keep it into themselves, right? Oh, we'll have a little festival for you, and we might do a little thing here, but there's corruption going. Either it's just so it can tell corruption's there in tiny towns. That's where it starts, and then they think, oh, I'm going to go on to I'm going to be a senator. I'm going to be this. I was a mayor for this tiny town. Yeah, the corruption started there. Now he's going to go on to another level. Corruption starts there. It's an never-ending cycle. With the Democrats. That's all it's just a never ending. They just love to just commit crime. They love to go after us. They put us on hit lists. They dox us. They doxed us. Actually, me back in the day. And they just think they could just get away with it every single year. And they have been for the past 10 years. But finally, Trump had a roundtable. Pretty much basically just calling them out, people announcing how they are funded, how they operate. It's a refreshing thing. Here's a snippet from it.
What was it like to speak in front of all those people? It was horrible. Every second of it was horrible. But we're not going to quit. And Turning Point USA is continuing the tour that Charlie was on. We had 6,000 people when we went back to Utah. We had 5,000 people last night in Montana, if you can believe that. We are continuing to organize on campus. We are getting more and more people coming out in the face of this threat, knowing what happened to Charlie. But Mr. President, we need to do something about this, because I fear that the next one who could be killed could be sitting at this table right now. And we're not going to stop, but they need to stop, and they will not stop until they are stopped. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. I appreciate it very much. One thing.
You know, the girl next to him, literally has a black eye from being hit with a metal bat. Listen, I know the game when you go to the. I know what it is. You know what I mean? It's just as a person that used to go out there and film these people, it's a dangerous situation. You just feel like you're waiting to get stabbed, right? I remember towards the end we were like, "Yo, we got to get body armor just in case we get stabbed somewhere. At least that'll stop it." And I think there was like a lot of laws trying to get body armor. It was very bizarre. Or no, it was really expensive. I think we were looking at like these $900 Kevlar body armor, so it looked like you had nothing underneath you, but at least if you got stabbed, it would stop a knife. That's what we were at in 2020, 2019, 2018. That's where we're at. Listen, I know what it's like, you know, being out there, watching these people, as you know, as a reporter, as a person that just trying to get content, you know. Would you be doing it if any of these people would be out there? That's the question. Would any of these reporters do it? No, I don't think so. But it's such crazy content that you get from these radical people. I don't understand why they just think it's a good idea. But anyways, these people, look at this guy. He's waiting to get hit by a paintball. This is what they want. They come over here, hit me, hits him in the head, right? Look at this person. He's got his back up because he wants a couple shots in his back so they can get pictures to make it look like ICE is bad. That they are very, let's see, what is it called? It's fake. I mean, look at the guy. He's filming them up close. All right, get over here, lift up your shirt, get some shots in your back. I'm going to film it and I'm going to show the left. Look at this. And then sure enough, this footage will get onto one of the mainstream televisions saying how ICE is horrible. They're just hitting random people. But no, they asked for it. They're literally asking for it. They want this. They're paid. These are professional agitators. Okay? And I really hope they finally go to the court and they go to jail forever or get deported. One of the two. Listen, you can't have these type of people in America. Okay? I think it's time. I hope Trump gets a little more stricter. I hope he gets to the point that's it. Christian is the only religion in this country. That's it. We need it just to be Jesus only. That's it. We're done helping other countries. That's it. But yes, that's a fascist. That's a Nazi. Is it? Is it though? I think we're at the point where the left has proved themselves to be the worst side of history. That is where we're going down to, okay? They are the worst of society, okay? I'm sorry if I'm friends with you, but you're the worst. You might not be like this crazy idiots down here or at the protest. Maybe you are. Some are. I do know some that go to these leftists and support that. It's like, really? You're part of the problem too. You're feeding off the crap that these paid agitators give you to the mainstream media, right? If I got paid, right, to go, I don't know, protest out of the cop facility, right? Say, stop shooting us, and then have a gun in my hand, right? Have a gun in my hand, but the footage you see is me saying, stop shooting us, and I have a gun in my hand over here. That's basically what they're doing, okay? The cop sees the gun, shoots me, right? The gun falls. Someone else takes the gun, hide that gun, right? I got shot for no reason. It's basically what they do. And then you see that on TV, right? As a leftist. You're like, oh, look at them. They're evil. That's exactly what they do. Listen, this is just, it's got to go. Both sides. These people got to go. The career criminals got to go. Even the corrupt cops got to go. They got to go. It's done. It's over. I think evil in America, I think we've had it with evil. Okay? Because if we get any more crazier, you're going to really say Jesus is going to come a lot quicker. All right? The rapture is going to happen a lot faster. All right? Do we not want that? Do we want Jesus to come right now? Or do you hate your life so much you're like, that's it. I want Jesus to come right now. Is that what you want? Listen, I love Jesus. I love Earth. I love being a human right now. Okay? We don't need to rush his thing, okay? Let him come in his time. I know we don't know the time or hour. I get it. But I feel like if you could rush it, if you start getting this evil just starts keep going and going. And I think with the whole AI thing, I think that's going to get really bad soon. Listen, I think AI is great. I think it's fun. Hopefully it'll help our business. Hopefully it helps your business. But in the end, it will be bad. It'll be so bad that artificial intelligence will be a god for the left. Okay? They will worship it. They will create an idol out of it. They will even make something that is tangible to touch. And they will worship that person or that robot. Okay? And that robot will be the smartest, it'll be amazing. Don't get me wrong, it'll be amazing. But I think it might have sinister ideas in the end. Might even create an army to try to kill us all. It's kind of like Terminator, right? That's where we're going, folks. Will we live in it? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. You got to make a lot of robots. And I don't know how long that takes, but it could possibly happen. Who knows? I mean, you got Elon Musk making robots. So it's possible. We're pretty there. Yeah, we're almost there. I think so. Anyway, Soros is going crazy right now. A lot of people are just making these crazy videos with celebrities and even yourself you can do. AI is just amazing. It is absolutely amazing. It's also going to be the downfall, which is sad. So let's enjoy it while we have it. I know. And when we have it, hopefully it will help you and get ahead where when it does go bad, you'll be okay. Okay. All right. Obviously, we know climate change is a joke because they caught the arsonists that started the fire in the Palisades. So how do you call that climate change is my question, right? Right, Chuck? How do you call an arsonist starting a fire climate change? Right? That's what Gavin Newsom says. Climate change drops fireballs. I mean, listen. Yeah, it was windy. Yeah, that would probably spread fire. But if you didn't have a fire to start with, then you wouldn't have fire to fly everywhere, right? Don't get me wrong. There's power lines that start fires too. But they should be cutting the brush away from fire lines. I mean, like power lines should be like, there should be like a 30-foot section away, rubble, you know what I mean? They shouldn't be near anything dry and they should clean it out. Right? I get the illegals to do it. Anyways, here's Gavin Newsom, I would have to say. He's a real idiot. Here we go.
You can't rebuild the same. So we have to rebuild with science. We have to build with climate reality in mind. And this is the reality, the new reality of extremes, extreme heat, extreme drought. You have droughts and rain bombs. You have flooding at the same time you're dealing with droughts, all happening concurrently. There's a new reality, the world we're living in. And if you're not believing science, you have to believe your own eyes, your own lived experience. We have to wake up to this reality. We cannot be in denial about what's going on with Mother Nature.
I'm proud of the professionalism and dedication shown by our detectives and the team who work collaboratively with our federal, state, and local partners. That teamwork ultimately led to the arrest of the suspect responsible for this devastating crime.
There you go. All right. Arrest climate change. How about that, right? Here we go. Do we got a picture of the kid? Where's the lineup? There's a lineup of people that here's the people that are guilty of the arson fire right there. There you go. Bass, Newsom. This is the actual guy right here. He got caught. He's facing life, folks. You got to remember, he might face the death penalty. Okay. He killed like 12 people in this. You know, you got to think about that, folks. I mean, there should be the death penalty. I mean, they were talking about 20 plus years. I'm like, wait a minute, what? In the fires, 12 people died. And let alone everyone else's livelihood is gone. He's only going to get 20 years? That's it? That's all it's worth? 20 years? No, he should get the death penalty in front of everybody. Public hanging. Something. I don't know. They should maybe like terrorize him for the next year where he's begging to die. That's what they should do to him. These people are mentally ill. You got to feel sorry for them. You really do. I mean, do you? I mean, either way, it's just unbelievable. Anyways, I don't want to go loony left yet. Chuck. Shout out to Adam Franco. He finally got the kidney that he needed. Adam Franco is Francisco, sorry. He's been a long-time Patriot, been in the movement from the beginning. He's been suffering with kidney failure. I guess it's been bad. It's getting worse. He's been on a list for the longest time. Finally, someone was a match. It was a very rare match too. I think it was, I don't know if it was old blood or something like that. Chuck, what was it? I don't know what his blood was. Anyways, a man named Charlie came to the rescue and sure enough, gave him his kidney. And now they're both have one kidney.
Thank you so much. And I know Jesus compelled you to save a life. And absolutely. You did that. And I'm just thankful that the MAGA movement brought us together.
I am too.
You know, the MAGA movement.
Trump did it.
That's right. Trump did.
Jesus did it through Trump. Let's put it that way.
Jesus, Trump, and Charlie. Well, thank you so much.
Christ. I'm just a tool.
Just a tool for the Jesus mission.
I've been saving it for you for all these years, man. Finally brought it to you.
Thank you, brother. Come here, man.
I'm glad y'all right now.
Thanks. I'm going to take care of your kidney, and I'm going to make this thing last as long as I can. All right.
Adam, I hope it lasts forever, right? Last as long as you can. I hope it lasts forever, right? Anyways, here we go. Adam is going to survive. Thank Jesus for that. Adam's been out in Florida covering, or he's out there, getting conversations starting with some lefties as he walks by, as he supports Trump. Real huge patriot. God bless him. And listen, I'll tell you one thing. We all have a testimony. I think we do in this movement. We really do. A lot of us all do. A lot of us has just been, we've been through some real hell in our lives. And we find God that saved us in the end. I know a lot of us have that story, and especially in our movement. I can't say that for Antifa movement. I guarantee you they are all just full of drug addicts and losers. They probably all just want to kill themselves. That's not a life, folks. If you could just clearly if you were an Antifa member, right, and you watch two videos, you see the one person says, I've been saved by Jesus and my life is great now. Then you see a video of an Antifa and he's been in jail 17 times. He's been beaten. He doesn't know his gender. He's all screwed up. And the Antifa member's watching this, right? He would just go for the Antifa people because that's how crazy they are. That's how dumb they are. But if you took one normal person, you'd be like, you know what? I like this life better. This one looks like there's positive and they're happy. They found a God that loves them and it seems like it's real. This guy's in jail 17 times and he's beaten. He doesn't know what gender he is and he looks disgusting. I think I'm going to go this way. That's the way it is. All right. Moving on. The loony left, man. This is just this guy is absolutely the most bizarrest thing I've ever seen. He's trying to manifest being pregnant. I don't know what it is. He's a trans. He's very popular on TikTok. He goes to restaurants and just waits for them to misgender him, and he gets all upset. Oh, you misgendered me. Why would you misgender me? I do present as a woman. As his deep voice comes out, I am a monster, And then they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. We will give you a free coffee or a free stay or whatever. And then he's videotaping himself. It's just, that's kind of like where he's famous from, right? I don't know where he is. It looks like maybe, I don't know, Los Angeles or something. He's wearing a pregnant belly, right? This is what he is saying.
Women getting pregnant is not as far off as you'd think. In the past 10 years, 50 babies have been born from a uterus transplant. How this works is a person with a damaged or missing uterus gets a new uterus. Then they get pregnant, then they give birth to a child via C-section. The implanted uterus is then removed so that the person doesn't need to be on anti-rejection meds for the rest of their life. So far, these implants have only been attempted on cis women, but there's nothing that says it couldn't work on a trans woman. After all, my hormone levels are pretty similar to a cisgender woman. So why not? The main thing in the way is that the science is new, so there aren't
Close your eyes. Is that a man or a woman?
enough surgeons out there to do the testing. So it's less about if we can do it and more about when we can do it. Imagine a trans woman using her own DNA along with her partner's egg to create life. Wouldn't that be incredible? Some researchers think it's already possible and that it'll be attempted
With her partner's egg. Yeah. How about you just impregnate your partner? That's probably a cis. I don't even want to go down. A real woman, right? Your partner's egg. Yeah. I have eggs. I'm going to give it to you because you're having a transplant and we're going to put the egg in you and you don't, and you'll come in a cup and then we'll mix it and I'll put it in your thing.
in the next year or two. Now, to be clear, I don't want kids. And even if this was an option, I wouldn't be interested. But there are so many trans women out there who want this, and they have just as much of a right to pregnancy as anyone else. Let's get this thing off. Oh. See, it was fake. Trans women.
Oh, was it? Was it fake? I didn't know. I think there was a lot of people in the audience here were all like, man, she's pregnant, right? Yeah, she was pregos. Unbelievable. She was a little pregnant person, right? Unbelievable. All right. I'll tell you one thing. The Biden administration really screwed up my life. And this is the one thing that I just have to say. I'm going through forgiveness at my men's group at church. I think I've talked about this before, and it's, and I feel like sometimes I just haven't let go. Maybe I haven't let go and forgave all the people that destroyed little parts of my life and the past Biden administration, and even the social media world as well. They've really silenced us for a long time. Really have. They have, debanked. I'm not allowed on military bases. They put us on a flight list. Shut down our YouTube channel, shut down our X account, shut down everything, man. Ruined my name, took my name, put it on. People put all this crazy stuff on IMDb and ripped my name apart. A lot of stuff that really pissed me off, that's held me back for the past 5 years. So now I'm playing catch up with everything. We're trying to build this account, that account. It's just a whole grind because you're still fighting the system. You're still fighting these pieces of shit that are still in control of social media. I don't know what we got to do, Chuck. I mean, do we got to just start working at Instagram or YouTube or something? Is that what we got to do? Try to get in that way? Probably not. Probably won't even be able to. I don't know. Anyways, someone says you should be able to get your YouTube channel. Yeah, good luck. We tried. We tried getting our YouTube channel back. We submitted our form. We said, hey, listen, we heard that we can get our channel back. You guys were letting people have their channel back. And sure enough, they shut us down so fast. They're like, you violated the policies. Yeah, we know we violated policies, right? We know that. That was the point of you taking us down, plus other things as well. Like who we are. You took us down to silence us because you didn't want Trump to win in 2020. We get it. We talked about election integrity. We talked about COVID. We talked about it all. They didn't like it. We're streaming live on YouTube. But YouTube, it doesn't matter. But I don't think YouTube won't even promote our stuff. I get it. It's fine. But we're just building an archive there anyways. So I don't have to upload it directly. You know what I mean? So anyways, YouTube will said no. So We are allowed to have a new channel on YouTube, but yet I think they just put us in said, don't promote him and don't let him ever, I don't know. Maybe you can't even find us by searching us. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what it's at right now. I wouldn't doubt it. But, they put us on the list, folks.
You on a TSA watch list? You might be, and you'd have no idea. Last week, the Department of Homeland Security revealed that under Biden TSA chief David Pekoske, 19 Americans were put on TSA watch lists, and more than half were put on no-fly lists for resisting mask mandates. That would be a wild reason to be barred from flying at any point, considering that these no-fly lists are usually reserved for those with suspected terrorist ties. But the push to go after people for not wearing masks was part of Operation Freedom to Breathe, which was launched in September of 2021. That was 6 months after the CDC relaxed its rules on indoor masking. Being banned from boarding any domestic flight can be a life-altering consequence. It should only be meted out in the most extreme cases. The misuse of no-fly lists under the Biden administration was outrageous, but the fact is, TSA watch lists and surveillance programs are ripe for abuse. The process by which Americans are put on watch lists is completely hidden from the public. Americans can appeal their inclusion on a watch list, but since they're not notified when they're added, they have to figure it out themselves, usually by getting repeatedly yanked at airport lines for additional screening. In 2023, the Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee released a report finding that travelers may be screened for at least 22 different reasons, and that these processes may violate.
You get it. They put us on a list. Man, did you see that jaw on that lady? Holy cow, she's a wide mouth body. I don't know. I've never knew that was even possible for a woman to look like that. Nothing against her, right? Anyways, if you are ready to watch the Super Bowl and excited or not excited for the halftime show, there is an alternative. And that's right. Turning Point has announced they are doing an alternative Super Bowl halftime performance. And it will be godly. How about that? Huh? I don't know how they're going to do it. I wouldn't rent a stadium for it because it's only a half hour long. So I would just do it in a nice, I don't know, maybe isolated. I don't know, whatever. But hey, I was starting to like that. And I think with the whole thing, what's going to happen is like how many people left the Super Bowl and watched this alternative halftime show. So they're going to try to get those numbers and see, hey, this might be, I really hope that that the cable just goes to zero. No one's watching. The only people are watching is the people in the stadium. It's so bad that they have to show this alternative halftime show up top while they're watching Bad Bunny, right? Maybe. I doubt that. I really hope this is going to be a huge revival. I really hope that God really shows his presence and everyone just leaves the Bad Bunny performance and goes to the good performance, right? I would think so, right? So anyways, hopefully this will be the big thing on halftime show. And then maybe next year, while we're watching these scripted football games, we will actually have a halftime show that we can appreciate. And maybe Turning Point will put it on. Who knows? I don't know. Or maybe just a Christian rock band or something. I don't know. But I tell you one thing. That's the only music I listen to is Christian music. So I call me old school Christian, man. I don't care. I used to listen to all that crap. I just can't listen to it anymore. I'll go into a gym or something and they're just playing this crappy, rappy music, like WAP or something sick and gross. Yeah, I want to work out to that, right? My mind just gets boggled. I don't know. It gets really weird. It's like the devil's trying to get through to me. But you know what? Since when you have the God in you, right? You can determine and block it. All right. So anyways, there you go. Halftime show, Turning Point. Godly music. All right. That's good. Good. All right. Here is my old stomping ground, Huntington Beach. Let's see what this guy is doing.
Look at that guy holding that. There it is. They don't realize that they're part of the system, that they're actually the anti-freedom party. They believe in force, violence. They want to attack people. They want to shut down your speech. They want to cut your children's dicks off. They want to do all the bad things to you. They They want to fuck your society up and tell you to accept it. Big government is what they represent. Corrupt government is what they represent. They represent all that is evil in this world. If you want freedom, you go with Trump, baby. You go with Trump, baby. You want freedom, you go with Trump. Yeah, yeah. Uhuru, baby. Uhuru, baby. Uhuru, baby. Yeah, that's how it goes down in California. We got Trump right here, baby. We're right here. We ain't going nowhere, bitches. We ain't going nowhere. Popular vote. Popular vote. Popular motherfucking vote. They can't stop what's coming. They can't stop what's coming. Yeah, they can't stop what's coming. It don't matter how many stupid phrases they come up with. But you know, you don't know historical references if you want to call Trump Hitler. You clearly don't know what's going on. You're mentally ill. They've got you brainwashed if you believe that those evil, hateful motherfuckers are for freedom and are for democracy. Those are the ones that are trying to shut you down with riots. Those are the ones that want to cut your dick off, your children's dick off without telling the parents. Those are the ones that want to tell you that you can't live the way that you want to live because you want to follow Jesus Christ. Those are the ones. These are my patriots. These are the good people of America. God bless Donald Trump. God bless America. Happy birthday, Donald Trump. We love you. Oh, yeah. It's all about Trump. You're with him or you're against him. You choose a side. You better choose a side because it's coming. Patriots are the majority of this country. Donald Trump won the popular vote. Support our president. Jesus is king. Jesus is king. Jesus is king. Absolutely. God bless you, sir. These people, these are the hateful people. These are the radical leftists that we talk about. The people that hide their faces. The people that don't want to talk to you about their beliefs. They shut you down and turn away every time you try to talk to them. They're the ones. Look at that guy.
Wow, a lot of old people that we know remember some of those people back there. Not the Antifa people, but some of the patriots here. There you go, Huntington Beach. No change there. That's pretty good, right? I like that. That's good. I don't know, man. I feel bad for New York. I mean, this literally went down New York City, and this flag is the size of a block. I mean, look how massive this Palestinian flag is, right? Going down New York City on 6th Ave. Okay. Listen, I'm from, I don't know, well, let's say I'm from Italy, right? Let's say I'm Italian and Italy's getting, I don't know, beat up by Ireland. I ain't waving an Italian flag for Italians. I'm an American, okay? Just because I have Italian blood or whatever, I'm not waving an Italian flag, okay? That's why I'm here. That's why my parents or grandfather got smart and said, hey, I don't want to be an Italian anymore. I'm getting out of here. Listen, I'm not, obviously Italians not really getting it. I'm leaving. I'm going to America. I want to be an American because it seems like it's fun over there. There we go. Okay. You start waving these stupid flags in America, they all should get arrested, right? Just waving another person's flag. Get out of here. What are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah, you can be proud that you're from a different guy. Well, why don't you go there? Why don't you live there? Oh, no, you don't want to go there because it's a shithole. What's that? You don't like the government? What's that? You don't like the living conditions? You don't like anything about it? You just like to be known that you're from another country and you're comfortable in America. That's what these people do, right? They're like, oh, we love Palestinians. Yeah, okay. If we brought a plane here to New York City, would any of you get on there and live there? No. And then the idiots that are gay and trans Palestinians for some reason that support Palestine, you think they're going to last a second in Palestine? Obviously, Palestine's it's wiped out right now. It's literally rubble, right? Do you really think they're going to say, oh, come on, trans people and the gays, we love you? No. You're literally going to be on the first. You're going to be the first person going up a 12-foot of stairs, and then they're going to push you off. Okay, that's exactly what's going to happen to you. All right, push you right off. You're probably safer in Israel because they like that kind of stuff. Hey, just say. Anyways, peace in the Middle East. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh man, so much crap going on in America. I'll tell you one thing. You can start seeing the sellouts in America. Some of these influencers, you can see who they're for. You know, for Israel. You know, you can tell. It's really bizarre. Anyways, this lady's crazy. She was running for governor for California. She might be out. Anyways, this is what's trending. Watch this crazy lady.
For stat number 2?
I am.
All right. $632, which is how much you save in fuel and maintenance costs when you replace your traditional car with an EV, with an electric vehicle. So I lease a Chevy Bolt. It is the best car that I have ever owned. I just plug it into the garage, 3-hole prong plug, and I never have to go to the gas station.
That's awesome. And $632 is real money. And I know here at UCI, we have a National Fuel Center Research Center, and they're also doing work.
$600 is what you're saving? For what? $70,000 car, right? Yeah. Yeah. Well, you could buy a gas guzzling car, $40,000. And I don't know, do the math. 30,000. I mean, saving a lot more money by getting the gas car. A Chevy Volt. I don't know how much are those. Siri, how much is a Chevy Volt? Siri says. 34 to 40,000. Okay, there you go. So I guess you get a Chevy Volt. It'd be that slow person on the street. So I guess you're right. Okay, $600. All right, I'll give you that. It's real money. I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyways, this girl's crazy. Watch this.
On how to make electric vehicles affordable, including for low and moderate income people, working moms, single moms like me, people who really could benefit from an extra $632 in their pocket. And it's also not just the individual savings, but it's also the total savings for our economy. So I'm on the oversight committee, you might know.
But you have to stop. You literally have to sell your car, hurry up and do all this crap. I don't know. Who wants to do that, right?
And that is where we did a study recently this fall in September. And what it showed is if we don't electrify our transportation sector, that we're going to lose more than 500,000 Californians dying prematurely to air pollution and other problems. And the state could lose get out of my fucking shot.
I wanted to tell you that that's actually incorrect. It's not that it's electric vehicles. It's that if we don't meet the commitments under the Paris Climate Accord.
Okay, it does. Okay, you also were in my shot before that. Stay out of my shot.
Oh,
okay. I'm going to start again with electric vehicles saving us money.
Perfect.
Anyways, this crazy is really off hinge. There's another one of her sitting down with a reporter. She's like, I don't want to hear any follow-up questions. Please stop giving me follow. Anyways, she's really crazy. I don't know. That's how you talk to your staffer. Almost maybe that's her daughter. Who knows? Anyway, they're going around. Everyone says she's unhinged. And it probably ruined the chances for her to vote. Probably not. I don't know. Democrats love that, you know. They like the losers. Letitia James is under investigation. All right, it's about time.
Will you sue him for us? Oh, we're going to definitely sue him. We're going to be a real pain in the ass. I will never be afraid to challenge this illegitimate president. We need to focus on Donald Trump. We need to follow his money. What is fueling my soul right now is Trump. This illegitimate president.
Anyway, she's after Trump for so long. Now she's under investigation for fraud. So we will follow up on that and watch her go to jail, right? To get the mugshot on that one, right, Chuck? Breaking, U.S. Senate gives final passage to unleash oil and gas and mineral development in Alaska. 50 to 46. That's good. That's good. We're getting there, right, folks? We're getting there. And President Trump directs $200 billion from tariffs to women and children food programs to keep it running while the Democrats shut our country down. Are you affected by that? I could care less if we're shut down or not. Doesn't affect me over here. That's right. Other than that, folks, I think that's everything. Let's see what's trending. Anything trending? Let's go. Let's see here.
And we're going to the next.
Let's see what's trending here. That's not trending. He's not trending. All right, latest development. Here we go. This is Pam Bondi. Let's see what she says.
Police stations, they attack our courthouses. They dox our law enforcement officers. No more. They are a terrorist group, and we are coming after them.
We are here at the White House today to unmask Antifa, to follow the money all the way to the top. If you want to get to the bottom of who is fomenting this chaos and violence in our country, you must follow the money.
I was a mainstream reporter in Seattle for 10 years before I quit mainstream media, in part due to its refusal to acknowledge the dangers of Antifa and radical left-wing violence.
Part of the problem that we have is that a lot of people refuse to believe that Antifa is real, is just a made-up thing, but I have seen them. They are real, they are dangerous, and they are violent.
They are an organized, systemic, international criminal enterprise. And what the FBI is going to do is trace the money, follow the funds, and find every single person that was involved in funding the riots and the violent acts of criminality that they're perpetrating on our street.
I've watched Antifa brutally beat, harass, and threaten Americans in the street, but all of that ends with the Trump administration.
I was brutally attacked and almost killed by Antifa in the streets of Seattle. All of my colleagues have been attacked. I can't think of a single one who hasn't. Violence against journalists and police officers in our streets can't stand.
Just days ago, I was in the Portland jailhouse, and now I'm in the White House. This administration is built different, and Antifa's days are numbered.
And I want to thank President Donald Trump for designating Antifa a terrorist organization, and I'm looking forward to the FBI and the DOJ hunting down these people like the terrorists that they are.
All I gotta say, it's a bad day to be Antifa.
And Antifa's days of using violence and intimidation against their political opposition are over.
And I've continued to report on them over the years, despite the threats of violence and actual violence that's happened, because I owe a thank you to this country, the United States, for settling my parents who were victims of communism in Vietnam.
1 month ago, Charlie Kirk was murdered by a violent leftist. We all saw it, and we all saw thousands of leftists celebrate it. Antifa symbols were found on the bullet casings of the gun used to shoot and kill my friend.
We won't take it anymore. President Trump is not going to stand for it. And I'm so grateful that we have a leader in the White House that understands how we need to fight these sophisticated networks and how we need to take these terrorists out.
I've been attacked by Antifa, doxxed by Antifa, harassed by Antifa, but we're not standing down. We're now coming for you.
You gotta love the White House, folks. You gotta love it.
I think BB
let's see what Tucker says.
is completely evil and completely destructive. And he's hurting the United States, and he's destroying his own country, and I think he imperils the world. Okay, so I think that clearly they're going to try and blow up Al-Aqsa Mosque. I believe that, on the Temple Mount to build a third temple, and then you've got global war. So, like, he's a threat. But am I madder at him or Lindsey Graham? It's not even close.
I was going to mention...
Bibi Netanyahu is a foreigner, and he's trying to do what he thinks he should do for himself and his country. I get that. What's Lindsey Graham's excuse? What's Ted Cruz's excuse? Ted Cruz says right into the camera, I was elected, my main goal was to help Israel.
I came into Congress with the stated intention of being the leading defender of Israel in the United States Senate. Right. And I've worked every day to do that.
Really?
Ted
How
Cruz
come you get elected on a platform
So
in which you say publicly, my main goal is to help another country? This is deranged. Where's our self-respect? I don't want to even think about it. I'm not interested. I'm very interested in how American leaders could betray their own country. That enrages me. I think.
Just a quick thing. I don't know if you guys heard this, but Tucker and Candace. Well, I know Candace is taking 10 days off. I don't know if she says she's fine. She just needs a break. It's kind of bizarre that you put out these videos and you're getting closer and closer, and then you're going to take a 10-day break. I guess Tucker and Candace, and I don't know if Tucker's taking a break too, but some people say he is too, that they were on a serious hit list. And they could be the next ones being assassinated. So I don't know why you would stop filming at your own home unless they have to leave their home. I don't know. All right, let's see what else is going on. Anything else? Schumer ripped for claiming shutdown's better for Democrats as troops fed workers is expected to miss first paychecks. He's a real loser. Another loser. All right, folks. So that is going to wrap up today's show. If you haven't done so, go to webersway.com/shop. This is support us there. You can get whatever t-shirt you need. We got the new God oversized shirt. This is a different kind of shirt that we're used to. Usually we're tighted, fitted clothes, but this is oversized. Some people like oversized. This is embroidered. This is also has a new Spiritual Warfare logo on the sleeve. Obviously, God first is always first. We are Charlie. There's this shirt. This is one of our number one shirts here. And it's at cost, well, close to cost. We give away stuff, so we kind of count that as it's pretty much cost. Like we're losing money on it. You know what I mean? Anyways, Sword of Salvation is another hot shirt. Worship in 88 Keys if you're a keyboard player. These are all church shirts, folks. You go to church, be pride, go to school. Show that you love God, right? Operation Big Ball is still a number one shirt. Get it while it's hot. That's by Patriot Strong. Patriot Strong. We love Patriot Strong. We are Patriot Strong. This is all under Spiritual Warfare. We are launching a store on Amazon. Official. We are getting close to it. It's a little process. We got to do a lot of trademarking and all this crap and switch around some stuff. So we will be on Amazon. And if you see our stuff on Amazon, you don't have to report it. Don't say it, because I know a lot of people. We were on Walmart for a few years, and we have pulled the plug on Walmart because something with our factory is not syncing up. I don't know, whatever it is. Listen, we don't have a factory yet, so we can't really print it at home. You know what I mean? So we're building to that. Eventually, we'll be able to print our shirts from our factory, but we have to use another facility. Until then, let's support us so we can get there quicker. How about that, huh? Go to webersway.com/shop. The promo code GODWIN, save 10% off, and also free shipping as well. So, who are we praying for, folks? That's right. We are praying for Antifa. That's right. As much as I don't like them, they need a prayer. Here we go. Dear Heavenly Father, we pray for the Antifa psychotic demons in America. Pray, Lord, that you reach out to them while they're sitting in their jail cell or their hole in the wall somewhere in Portland. We ask you to show yourself to these Antifa thugs. Show them that you are the path, way, and you are the life of this world, Lord. We ask you to change every single Antifa soul to be a lover of God and a lover of Jesus. We ask you to change their mind, heal them with their mental illness because they got a psychotic brain. We ask you to cast the demons out of these Transifa people. They're also trans, Lord. I don't know if I told you, but they got a lot of problems. So, Lord, you got a lot of work to do, but I know you can do it. Save Antifa and help them find the way, the path to you, Lord. We thank you, Lord. We love you. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, folks. That wraps it up. Other than that, we will see you again. We'll see you next time. Unless big news comes out, we'll be here tomorrow. Other than that, Friday night. We have a show Monday. We're doing on the UNCW, the lady with that painted the rock. We got a lady that's coming in. She's an activist from UNCW. She should be here Monday. So that's going to be a whole thing dedicated onto that, about the craziness that goes on to that campus. And that whole point of them destroying the rock of Charlie, they should have had 24 hours. They didn't, whatever. Anyways, we'll get to the bottom of the whole story, show you some fresh content from that day. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching. And remember, Jesus is coming. It's probably coming tonight. Who knows?
I'll rise up today. In the name of the truth, I'll rise up today. In this spiritual war, I'll never back down. With grace as my guide, I'll wear the crown.